Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the online collecting world, the 1935 Buffalo nickel, often called the Buffalo 5-cent coin and surrounded by viral claims of extreme value and mystery. Before we go into the story, it is important to understand something very clearly. Many videos on the internet exaggerate values and sometimes claim numbers like millions of dollars or even $8 million for coins that in reality are not confirmed to sell for anything close to that range. The 1935 Buffalo nickel is a real United States coin, and it was minted during the Great Depression era when money was tight, and every cent mattered for millions of Americans who used these coins in daily life at stores, farms, and small towns across the country. This coin carries the famous Native American portrait on one side and the American bison on the other side, which is why collectors call it the Buffalo nickel, and this design is one of the most iconic in American coin history. The year 1935 is not a rare year for Buffalo nickels, and it does not have a mint mark on many pieces because mint marks were not always placed in a way that makes them highly noticeable on every strike, and production was very large during that period. Most 1935 Buffalo nickels are common today and are worth only a few dollars depending on condition and wear, but there are always exceptions when a coin is found in extremely high grade or with unusual minting errors, which can increase value significantly in the collector's market. Now let us talk about why so many people online believe that this coin can reach insane prices like millions of dollars. The answer is hype combined with misunderstanding and viral content spreading unrealistic expectations about rare coins. Some creators show shiny, uncirculated coins and connect them with dramatic stories of hidden treasure found in pocket change, and this creates excitement, but it does not always reflect real auction results or verified sales. The true coin market works on grading rarity, demand, and historical significance, and not on random viral claims. A 1935 Buffalo nickel in average circulated condition usually sells for a small amount because millions of these coins were produced, and many survived in collections jars and old family boxes. However, if a coin is found in perfect mint state condition, meaning it looks almost brand new after many decades, then it can become more valuable, but still within realistic collector ranges and not extreme fantasy numbers. There are also special cases where error coins exist, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or weak strikes, and those can increase interest among collectors, but even then the values are based on auction records and verified transactions. The idea that a single 1935 Buffalo nickel without mint mark is worth $8 million is not supported by credible auction data or major coin grading services. Still, the fascination continues because people love the idea that everyday pocket change could secretly hold life-changing value. Imagine finding an old coin in a dusty box or inherited collection and thinking it might be worth a fortune. This emotional excitement is what drives millions of views on coin videos across the internet. But real experts always recommend checking condition carefully, using grading standards and consulting trusted numismatic references before believing any high-value claim. The Buffalo nickel series itself was minted from 1913 to 1938, and it replaced the earlier Liberty Head nickel design. The artist behind the design was James O. Fraser, who wanted to create a more American-themed coin that represented native culture and wildlife rather than classical European-inspired imagery. The Native American portrait on the coin is believed to be a composite based on several real individuals rather than a single person, and the bison on the reverse is often said to be modeled after a famous animal named Black Diamond that lived in the Central Park Zoo. By 1935, the Buffalo nickel design was already nearing the end of its production life because by 1938 it would be replaced by the Jefferson nickel, which is still used in modern circulation today. This makes the Buffalo nickel series as a whole more interesting to collectors because it represents a completed chapter in United States coin design history. When collectors evaluate a 1935 Buffalo nickel, they look at several important factors, including wear level, strike quality, luster, and any signs of damage or cleaning. Even small differences in condition can change value, but again, we are talking about realistic collector pricing, not extreme internet claims. A coin that is heavily worn might only be worth a small amount, while a sharply struck uncirculated example might reach higher collector interest, especially if certified by a grading company. Grading services play a major role in modern coin collecting because they provide an objective assessment of condition which helps buyers and sellers agree on fair market value. Without grading, two people might look at the same coin and disagree completely on its quality and worth. Now let us talk about why the phrase "no mint mark" creates confusion. For buffalo nickels, the mint mark, if present, is usually a small letter on the reverse side near the denomination area, but not all coins show it clearly, and some people mistakenly assume that no visible mark means extreme rarity. In reality, most Philadelphia minted coins during that era simply do not carry a mint mark at all, so the absence of a mint mark is normal and expected rather than rare. This misunderstanding is one of the biggest reasons online videos spread inflated value claims. Collectors who have been in the hobby for many years always emphasize education over hype because coin collecting is built on knowledge, patience, and accurate identification. If you are holding a 1935 buffalo nickel, the best thing you can do is examine it closely under good light, check for where, look for any unusual errors, and compare it with verified reference images from trusted numismatic guides. It is also important to understand that the coin market changes over time and values can move up or down depending on demand and collector interest, but they still stay within realistic ranges supported by auction history. There is no verified record of a standard 1935 buffalo nickel selling for millions of dollars at any reputable auction house. However, rare era coins from other years or extremely high-grade specimens from earlier dates in the Buffalo series have achieved strong prices, which is where some confusion comes from. People mix different coins together in viral content, which creates the illusion that all Buffalo nickels are extremely valuable. The truth is more balanced and more interesting because it shows how everyday history survives in small metal pieces that traveled through one of the most difficult economic periods in American history. The 1935 buffalo nickel is not just a coin, it is a piece of history that passed through millions of hands during a time when people were struggling and every nickel had real meaning in daily survival. When you hold one today, you are holding a physical connection to that era, even if its monetary value is modest. Collectors value that connection deeply, and that is why the Buffalo Nickel series remains one of the most loved classic American coin sets.